Right. Hello and welcome back to Paris, 1789. You are still on the 12th of July. I expected us to have overthrown the monarchy by now, but apparently not.
DeRudy's working on it. We'll get there.
Now, can anyone remember what happened last time?
Yeah, in bits and pieces. We did meet up with the master of the house of the Flori La Charpentier.
Yes.
We met
Monsieur de Charpentier, oui.
Monsieur de Charpentier. Met him, got locked very temporarily in his wine cellar, and then he approached us kind of aggressively, and unawares, but was charmed quite well by our face, Lord Byron. And he sent us on.
Maybe.
And he sent us on to a monastery to possibly find his wayward wife. We found out a little bit about Benedict Rose and that he was a painter and he was giving her painting lessons. And apparently she had learned a lot. We don't know what else she's learned, or we have a pretty good idea. So we made it to the monastery. It was overrun. We sort of battled our way through different areas. We kicked the shit out of a priest or a monk. It
was a priest, and we let other people kick the shit out of him, but we also kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah, just a couple kicks, a couple for good measure. And then we eventually found her, and by the skin of our teeth, stopped what was going on around her, but we were about to be overrun ourselves.
Tesla raised the dead with his
Also,
Frankenstein electricity powers, and DeRudy has picked her up, and I believe I jumped out the window at the very end.
Yeah.
I do recall Tesla using 2 reanimated corpses as cushions to soften the landing as we jumped out of what looked like the second story of a very tall monastery.
Yep.
Lord Byron also got he got juiced by Tesla and proceeded to beat the crap out of several rampaging as we found out veterans, and then got beaten into unconsciousness, but he's back.
Yeah.
I don't think Byron would have had a problem with amphetamines. That's basically what it was.
No, that is excellent. Very succinct. I have a D6 inspiration for Rasputin.
Hey.
And yeah, we will start right off where we left off, with you all throwing yourselves out the window. Now, right at the end, have we decided you were just about to throw yourself out the window, or had you already done so?
We were at the cliffhanger.
Tesla had just thrown out his full cushions, I suppose.
Corpse mattress.
Yes, his corpse mattress. Oh. Liberty is a mistress that needs to be bedded on a mattress of corpses. Anyway, St. Just. So, with it being very little time before the hordes of angry people come over and, probably tear you all limb from limb, you've made a decision to throw yourselves out of the window. And the first one off is going to be Flori de Charpentier, who will just launch herself out of the open window. She appears to be surprisingly fearless, and you see her break her fall not against some corpses, but against a set of hedgerows that's next to the building. She still lets out an audible cry of pain as she lands, and then she hobbles a few feet awkwardly before taking a seat, massaging her ankle. Who's next?
Where beauty goes, honor follows.
I believe just storyline-wise, DeRudy would probably be next, yeah?
Yeah, I think I would leap and then probably followed by Byron. Though I was under the impression I was carrying her. But yeah, what is this, an athletics roll?
Yes.
Okay,
you may have been carrying her. I have no recollection of what happened last session, so the canon is right now that she has torn herself free and just gone, bye.
Okay, so Daruri picked her up. She jumped out of his arms, ran, and jumped out of the window on her own. I like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so Darudi's going to roll athletics. Let's see where we end up. That is a 17.
17, absolutely fine. You, being a much healthier young man with without like carrying a metal frame as a dress, you land on your feet, barely any pain.
But Byron goes for the same, 22.
Is that athletics?
Yeah.
Okay, and again, yeah, you just probably bracing yourself against a wall a bit, and then landing, rolling.
For
getting back
funsies,
up
can
on
I
your
say
feet.
I grabbed this lady's dressing gown on my way out?
Oops.
You don't know where you found it, but yeah, you're now wearing a ladies' dressing gown.
The two least
Like a
likely to
forward
do
roll
any
and
sort
like
of
a
heroics or
martial arts
last.
break fall.
And next up,
All right, applied sciences tuck and roll. I think, Rasputin will probably go next. Acrobatics, possibly?
yeah, if you want to go for acrobatics, that's absolutely fine.
Tuck and roll. Okay, that's much better. 17 total.
Okay, 17. You just about managed to sort of climb rather than just launch yourself down. But so you find some purchases for your feet, and then jumping down, rolling, and graceful like a cat, back up on your feet.
Push moi.
And then we have Tesla aiming for his corpse mattress.
Indeed. Well,
Good luck, nerd.
let's hope this works. I'd like to imagine that as he goes to step out the window, he kind of trips over his own feet and just stumbles also at the level.
But no, you can roll acrobatics with advantage because of the corpse mattress.
Hey. First roll,
Carry that with you everywhere. It's good luck.
19. Second roll, 9, so 19 for acrobatics.
19, yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Ah!
Just squelch, but you're fine. Bloodied, but fine.
Just gets up. I suppose we'll have a laundromat somewhere here.
There'll be plenty of bodily fluids to clean up when the night is through.
Oh, wonderful.
So, as you're on the ground floor, you can start making your way sort of towards safety. Florine is going to motion that she's hurt and needs some assistance.
I will just immediately give her a little healing word just to bump her up a little bit.
Okay.
I will smack the two corpses with a little bit of an electric jolt and get them to hop up and provide a crutch for the lady.
Oh God, that's a 9 total for healing word.
Excellent. Okay.
But Byron, who was bowing politely and going slowly to offer his hand, is a little confused as two corpses overtake him.
I like how we all just sort of three stooged trying to help her.
I believe the lady should probably dirty herself up to mix in with the rabble. Yes. I think.
Yes, maybe. Perhaps if I helped you out of that dress, you would be less inconspicuous.
She goes, well, I rather think that there's no time for that. As up behind you in the window, you hear shouts of rage and terror. It's barely audible over the general clamoring of the crowds all around you. The shouts presumably emanating from those finding the broken bodies that you left behind.
That's our cue. Let's get the fuck out
boogie
of
gang.
there.
You do hear cries of murderers, villains, blackguards, as from the window, a group of people are pointing straight at you, and the crowds around you are beginning to take notice.
Tesla's gonna go, maybe these two will help. He'll grab the cuffs of the collars of the two gentlemen he's reanimated and just go, I think they're talking about you two. Go and take blame. He's going to push them in that direction.
Yeah. Oh, whatever they're yelling, Rasputin will try and, yes, follow Tesla's suit and shout those things also at these two reanimated corpses.
Let's get the fuck out of here, guys.
So, as you turn to leave, hoping that they will take their confused anger out on the two undead patsies, you do hear shouts of seize them all. And with that, if you wish to make a run for it, we would enter into a chase sequence.
Woo!
Let's do it. It's time to run.
Daruti, either side of the lady.
Yep, let's do it.
Let's get it done.
Just a very quick pause
Yep.
for two things. First of all, Byron, your mics is a little bit crackly on my end, but I don't know if anyone else can hear that.
Yes, it's pretty crackly for me too.
Oh, dear.
I just assumed it was my connection.
No.
It's fine on my end.
Good to know.
I'm not picking up anything yet.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Secondly, we are going to a slightly different form of chase that I've stolen from a website called Hipsters and Dragons because
Nice.
I want to be a hipster and a dragon.
Shout out.
Yeah, fair.
But anyway, and
As
so
we all.
we are going to all roll for initiative for a start.
Okay. Back to you.
Ah,
7.
11.
Oh dear. All starting off really well.
One of Daruti's lower initiative rolls, 15.
Okay, pretty good. And Rasputin.
6. It's not a pretty start.
It's not the order we expected, though.
Now, even though you've cast Healing Word on Fleury, she is without her two skeletal, well, zombie crutches, and so she will need one person to assist her.
Yeah,
can
me
I
and
Do an
Daruti. Sorry,
additional thing. Yeah, can I do an additional thing? Can I cast on her Enhance ability, Bull's Endurance, to give her advantage on strength checks and to double her strength carrying and carrying capacity.
Would that be better to maybe give to either myself or Lord Byron, and then we just carry her?
Presumably, yes.
Give it to the big man. Like,
Okay.
I'll give it to the big man.
I'll handle the finer details.
All right. So you cast that on Daruti, and I'm just going to say Senora, and I'm going to pick her up.
Yeah, she this time she doesn't wrangle herself out of your grasp.
It's the advantage on the strength checks. Ladies really dig that. I will stay close to Daruti and the lady as a backup carrier. I'll put it that way.
So that means that Daruti is going to be going first with advantage of. Sorry, what does your enhanced? Advantage on strength checks.
And it also doubles his carrying capacity. So whatever he could carry before, he can carry double that.
Okay, so let's say that you are basically, due to this magic, you are unimpeded by carrying the lady Charpentier over your shoulder.
Sounds good, especially since I'm technically by the rules, I'm technically a Goliath. So I count as a size category larger for the purposes of this stuff.
Yep, that's absolutely fine. He says, grinding his teeth, thinking that the disadvantage that you would normally have had is now muted.
Should have picked a fatter NPC. There you go.
Yeah. Daruti, you are first, followed by the crowds surging towards you. There are easily a couple hundred of them. They are unwashed, armed, and probably dangerous.
Okay.
But after the crowds is going to be Lord Byron, followed by Tesla and Rasputin, both with single-digit initiative rolls.
All right.
So what's going to happen is that basically you start, or all of you start with 2 gaps in front of the pursuing crowds. You can do like contested either athletics or acrobatic rolls. So you will roll, the crowd would roll. Depending on the results of that roll, the crowd will either get closer to you or you will get further away from the crowds. Furthermore, I will allow, if you wish to use special abilities, spells, or just quick thinking, I will provide advantages depending on what you wish to do.
Okay.
So yeah, after you have reached a certain gap between you and the crowds, you're going to be scot-free. If the gap goes to 0, you guys are going to get mobbed and possibly lynched.
Okay.
I say
So-
possibly, I mean definitely.
Stakes.
Since I normally get 2 attacks, does that mean I can dash and do another action?
No, that's
How's
2
that?
actions. Your 2 attacks is 2 attacks per action.
So this is what I'm saying. It's basically going to be a contested athletics or acrobatics, depending on how you're doing it. Are you just like running, or are you like darting and weaving, and like how are you pushing forwards?
Well, what
And
I'm thinking.
in addition to your like bonus action, if you, for example, if you are also spraying bullets into the crowds, then that may provide advantage to your roll.
Okay, so I would get advantage on the roll, but the bull strength, even though athletics is a strength-based ability, I wouldn't have advantage on that, correct?
But no, I mean it just gives you a very good athletics roll. But
Okay. Oh yeah, because my athletics roll would jump since my strength is now effectively 18. Is that what the bull? Is it 18 or 1875, or do we not do that in this edition?
I don't think we do that in this edition.
Okay.
That sounds
So-
3.5.
Should we
Yeah,
just
so
say
my-
your athletics boost is taken up by carrying a lady in one arm?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And keep your stats the same. That seems fair.
Yeah. you're
Okay,
no
so we
longer
just keep-
at disadvantage for carrying a lady.
Okay, great. So, and then if I spray bullets, I'm going. Because what I want to do is turn, spray bullets. I don't want to shoot the crowd themselves if I don't have to, so I'm going to fire over their heads, and I'm going to try to use my last grit point to intimidate them. But I only want to do that if I can also run.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, you wouldn't have to expend the grit point for that, basically, because you're just firing a machine gun, and that's going to give you advantage on your.
Right, so the main thing for the
contested roll.
chase is the rolling, but we can flavor it as we go along. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
So all right. So I'm gonna fire with the machine gun over their heads, and then I'm going to roll my athletics at advantage.
Yep.
Okay.
That's absolutely fine. Yeah, you will get advantage for that. I will say that your like extra action that you'll be allowed to do, you're not going to be able to repeat them. So you'll be able to do these things like once. So.
Sure.
Mix it up.
Yep.
All right. So that comes to with advantage, 21 on my athletics check.
It's very good. You just beat the crowd's 20, which means that you will go forward 1 gap, putting you on 3.
Awesome.
The crowds themselves, actually, they don't even count. Why am I even rolling initiative for them? Byron, you're up next.
Superb. I will quip to my friends and say, fear not. This is part of the course. We'll get out of this and we'll be laughing about it in a few hours. And then run the fuck away.
Okay. Acrobatics or athletics?
Let's go for acrobatics. Oh dear. That's an 11.
Ooh, that sadly does not beat the crowds. And you are. So, do you say acrobatics, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You skid in something unmentionable, and you lose your footing temporarily whilst trying to sort of pirouette around some angry rabble. Right, Tesla.
Right, Tesla. Bonus action, if that's a
Oh, we
thing.
can call it a bonus action, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, he's going to use his bonus action for the spell aspect of Animate Dead, which is to command the undead's animations to run interference and just basically trip up and hold back at the front where they can, creative destruction. For Tesla's action, he's used most of his spells that are relevant. and he's kind of panicking. And his allies are giving really good advice. So he's going to run as fast as his aging body can carry him.
Beautiful. Athletics?
Yep,
Okay.
it's not going to be good.
You have to beat an
That's-
8.
I got a 4.
Oh,
4. Oh no.
Oh my
Yeah. As you say, I mean, you are running as fast as your legs can, and you are pretty sure that you will be able to overtake some of the more drunk and some of the older peoples in this crowd. Just hoping that all the young men with cudgels will all drop down dead of the plague. Rasputin.
okay, so seeing that Tesla is dropping a little bit behind, I think Rasputin will try to use thaumaturgy, and if we see like an alley or a street coming perpendicular to the direction we're running, try and make tap his staff on the ground aggressively a couple times and try and make it sound like there are some horses coming down that alley, maybe to try and scare the crowd away a little bit, and try and grab Tesla by the arm so that maybe I don't roll at advantage, just take a straight roll and see if I can help Tesla along with me.
Yeah, that should be fine. So you basically like confer an advantage to Tesla for his next turn. Tesla, did you roll that 4 with advantage?
No, I just rolled the 1.
Oh no, you can roll another one because you're using zombies to run interference. So
Wonderful.
yeah, so
Wonderful.
you will have an
That's-
advantage on that.
That is a 14 instead.
Okay, in which case, yes, you. Oh god, yeah.
You don't need to outrun the fastest, you just need to outrun the slowest member of your
Yeah.
team.
So you are running slowly, but the good news is that you hear shrieks as clearly dead people are walking amongst the living.
Okay, so fuck Tesla. I'm not gonna help him at all. He's good.
Yeah, but
I like to
Byron
imagine-
needed it.
Even at this point, Tesla's like red in the face already, puffing and panting and wheezing with sweat coming down the sides of his face.
I think Byron is usually fast enough. He could probably handle himself. With thaumaturgy, acrobatics at advantage, or just straight?
Yeah, you're making like the noises of so yeah, you'll get the
Of
advantage.
horses maybe coming, like across.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. You have advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh god. Well, you have a 9 to beat.
Okay. 18 and a 19. So 19.
That is absolutely fine. You basically you've caused the crowds to scatter a bit in one area, and you see an alleyway open up that's just completely clear. And because you rolled more than double the crowds, you will gain 2 gaps. So you're basically like disappearing off into an alleyway, and the crowds are distant and echoey far behind you. Top around, Duruti, you're also just, bad legs,
Mhm.
yeah. Goliath strength, well ahead of the crowds.
Okay, so you want me to? And does it look like Byron is okay? Is he going to get overtaken, or would I not have even noticed that?
I mean, you could roll perception.
Let me roll a perception just to see if. Okay, so perception. Where the hell is that?
Byron
go.
has a cocky smile on his face.
We'll see if
And
I'm-
8 hit points.
My smile on his
perception
face, 8 hit points and a severe limp.
My perception is 9 at this point, so I'm guessing I don't notice.
No.
Okay, if Daruti doesn't notice Byron in trouble, he's just going to charge ahead and dash for his action, trying to put as much distance between himself, our Madame Fleury, and the crowd.
Yeah. Roll athletics.
That is another 20. 21.
Oh god! And again, you've beaten the crowd's 20. So
Wow.
they are quick. I mean, it seems like they are
These guys are
mainly
really
chasing
moving.
you. You like looking behind. They seem to have an interest in maybe you or possibly even the woman, probably the woman. And so they are like all kind of like sort of pointing at you, shouting, but they're just not as quick. They are disappearing behind you. You are almost scot-free. Byron, however, you're about to become part of the crowds. In a non-good way.
So I'm going to cast Bane on the crowd, taunting them, saying, "Hatred is by far the longest pleasure. Men love in haste, but we detest in leisure."
Okay. So do you want to roll your dexterity or athletics with a advantage?
Yes, I would like that very much.
Yep.
I'm going to try and look for I might need it. 17. Yeah, 17.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You need to beat a 19, and the crowds have caught up with you, those who are not baned. And you start feeling fists and heavy blunt objects just blot out the sky.
Could I use my final key point to dash?
I mean, possibly the next round. But,
I think as I get pummeled.
Yeah, but for the time being, you take 5 points of crowd damage.
They're like tossing rocks at him and stuff.
'Tis but a scratch.
You are so lucky I rolled low. Anyways.
The crowd is rolling really high.
The adrenaline of a revolution will do that.
I mean, they also have a bit of an advantage to things. Tesla.
This is really, really, really not enjoying all this physical activity. That's just not what he's built for. Right, thinking tactical solutions. Are there any fire hydrants on this street? Anywhere where water would spread out?
No. But that is very sort of Tesla, New York kind of mindset.
Yep.
Like, where are all the fire hydrants in 1789 Paris?
Yeah. All right, let's scratch that. Streets of cobblestone.
They have a good sewer system.
Not a lot of solutions. Oh, there's lots of wood everywhere, isn't there? How's the infrastructure? Wood?
I mean, it's just the capital of Europe, but there are some wooden houses and stuff.
All right, Tessa's going to try and run interference the only way he knows how. Are there any buildings? Oh, this seems really dumb. I feel like Tessa would be smarter than this. I'm going to use
Also
fire
running
bolts.
for its life, so
Yeah, stress, panic. I'm going to cast firebolt on the exterior of a wooden building, hoping for it to catch fire and potentially cause panic amongst the crowd.
okay.
I feel like it's wiser to just throw the fire at the people, but I don't think that's his mindset.
Crossing, yeah.
Your pacifist will be the death of me.
That's going to cause the crowds to roll at a disadvantage, but straight roll for you.
Okay. And I'm rolling a athletics again.
If you want, athletics or acrobatics, depending on how sprightly you're feeling.
Just for the record, you see the dead bodies on the floor in the photo.
Ooh.
Those are people that were nice to the crowd.
That is a 10 to beat.
Got a natural 1. Plus 1.
Ooh.
Oh,
Dear. Oh dear.
Stress. Stress does horrible things.
Yeah. You slow down, dropping down. Getting close to the crowd. Rasputin, you are relatively nice and safe at the moment. You think you hear some shouts of people like kind of, he went that way. But
I think looking back as he's running, seeing Byron in trouble, is there a way that I could sacrifice my entire movement this turn to try and either give Byron some extra movement next turn or maybe give the crowd disadvantage? I would like to, if possible, use where I lost it. use the crown of madness and just focus in my very intense eyes on somebody at the front of the crowd and make them believe that their friends are truly their enemies and start attacking their friends around Byron rather than Byron himself.
Yeah. You can do that, and then instead of rolling for acrobatics, roll for stealth to see if you can do this without being noticed.
Okay. 22.
Okay, you did without being noticed, and you cast Crown of Madness into crowds.
Yes. So it should be, one guy starts to attack his friends, preferably the ones closest to Byron.
Okay. Yeah, which again is, this crowd's pretty mad as it is, and more madness reigns. Brilliant. Top of the round, it's going to be Druti.
So I think at this point, with me as far ahead as I am, I probably am going to notice that Byron, like my fellows, are not with me.
Mm-hmm.
So if I fire into the crowd now, am I going to be able to help Byron and Tesla, or would I just be helping my own role?
As I say, it's like helping your own role to see if you get away. Speaking of which, Rasputin, you are now currently scot-free. You're no longer being chased by anyone.
You just look like a holy man having a fit, and the crowd runs around you.
I'm thinking that you like sort of ducked into an alleyway and just hiding there as part of the rubbish. But
Yes.
It's
a perfect place to hide.
Rubbish.
It's the perfect place for him to hide.
If I get away, can I come back and help? Or is this? Am I?
Like if you get away, then you will, like, your hands will be a lot more free. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you pass this roll, then you'll be able to kind of act normally afterwards. Basically, you're no longer like running for your life.
All right. I will. To gain advantage, I'm gonna again fire above the crowd, or I can do it once, right?
Yeah, you all done it. Suppose you can fire into the crowds. Like I said, first time was a warning shot, and this time it's like, well,
yeah, they're still coming. All right,
Yeah.
I figure they have been warned. Daruti is going to fire into the crowds now, and let's roll at advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do you want to roll a intimidation roll for that?
Yeah, to see if I can get them to back off.
Yeah. So similar like Rasputin, we're just rolling a stealth roll. We'll have you rolling an intimidation roll for this last one.
Okay, What did I get? Come on. Not as good as normal, but still not bad. 15 for intimidation.
Sadly, crowds rolled a 17.
Oh, God, they're rolling well.
And,
Son of a bitch!
And if anything, just shooting them has made them angrier.
Yeah.
Can
Can I expend my last grit point to gain advantage on that roll?
Yes, because that is how Matt Mercer envisioned that one. But yeah.
Hey.
Perfect. So I'll expend my final grit point.
Yep.
Please be a natural 20.
Thanks, Matt.
Oh my God, 15 again.
Fuck you, Matt. No, we're friends. What the fuck?
Yeah. All right. So you know what? I'm just gonna do my athletics check and run.
Unfortunately, that was it. Oh no, wait.
You didn't get advantage.
No, that would have been the thing basically. So rather than rolling athletics, you rolled to intimidate.
Okay.
With advantage. So yeah, you basically stopped and started firing. Byron, it is your turn. You're currently being beaten senseless by the crowds. You're going to need a very good roll.
Right now I'm engaged, right? So I'm going to use a key point, monk's power, to disengage, and just slip and slide in the crowd's grasp, angry grasp.
Okay. So expending a key point, I'm guessing that'll give you an advantage.
And just
so dexterity.
Yeah. Acrobatics. Oh, thank God. Dirty 20.
That's good. You had a 5 to beat, so
Okay.
You have managed to get 2 steps ahead. Possibly, like, they've beaten you, thought that you were dead, and you were able to kind of just dart away whilst they weren't paying attention.
Playing dead is one of my go-to moves, by the way, in a fight.
Yeah,
Just faint.
very likely the guy with the machine gun up ahead, opening fire, probably gave you a bit of breathing room.
Let's not give him all the credit. Come on. It was my acting skills.
Okay.
And the dressing gown, by the way.
Tesla, you're next.
Right. Failing miserably at that last attempt. This is going to plan for the worst. Pulling up some documents, he's going to cast Blade Ward on himself, and he's then going to. Oh gosh. Going to try and. It was a bad idea. Side alley's probably a bad idea. Limit the amount of people who can follow after him. He's going to run into a side alley and hope to lose them.
Oh, cool. So dexterity?
Yep.
So last is straight roll because Blade Ward's not doing a lot for you,
No.
particularly right now. But you have a 9 to beat.
Yeah, no, that's a 6.
That is very unfortunate. I rolled a 1. I mean,
Yeah.
oh, bless. Anyway, that is unfortunately the crowd's up on top of you. The Blade Ward gives you.
Resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from weapon attacks.
Oh,
It's not really so much a blade ward as it's just a ward.
Yeah.
I suppose it makes hitting you harder.
Angry
they
mobs
keep
rarely deal magical damage in my experience.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a magical mob. Oh, imagine. Oh, shit more.
Let's face it, revolutionary mobs are magical.
You take 16 points of angry crowd damage.
Reduced to half?
No, that is the half damage.
Ah, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
Right, that is, let's go. Is he able to command the undead to do anything to assist him?
I mean, unless it's a concentration spell and if you lost concentration, then yeah, you'll be able to.
It's not concentration at all, actually. One of the better things
sweet.
about it.
Nice. Yeah.
Right. He'll get them to just follow where they can and try and run interference, so getting in the way of people as he tries to rush up.
Okay.
But that'll come and play next.
Now, Rasputin, you are off. You are basically kind of now one with the shadows. You are able to influence things without putting yourselves at risk. Who would you like to aid?
Definitely. It seems like Tesla is in the worst position. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Then that's what I'm thinking. I think I'm gonna go for Old Faithful and just let a couple of Eldritch blasts around where he is.
Sweet. Okay, so Tesla, your next roll, if it's successful, you'll be adding 1 extra gap if successful. And I will also say that if failed, then you're not going to lose any gaps. Although, if you fail, then you're going to get torn apart by the mobs. So we'll see. Dorothy, is your turn.
All right, so Daruti is. I didn't want to have to do this. I'm going to toss a smoke bomb at the crowd and run.
I thought dynamite, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but that's an advantage for the athletics roll.
Yeah, I thought about dynamite, but again, I'm trying to use less than lethal means here. All right, so that's
10.
Athletics roll?
At advantage?
Athletics at advantage. Okay. I'll toss dynamite when I... All right, that is a dirty 20.
Okay, beautiful. So that is twice what the crowd's got, giving you 2 gaps and putting you scot-free. So again, the smoke in combination with your gunfire previously had really deterred the crowds. And you're now in a position like Rasputin where you'll be able to help without putting yourself in danger. Byron, You are doing okay. You're kind of where you started in terms of distance-wise from the crowd.
Yes, so I'm going to use my Glamour Bard superpower and give all of us a Mantle of Inspiration. We all gain 5 temporary hit points. It's up to 4 creatures, so yeah, or 4. And we get the ability as a reaction to move up to our speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
That's excellent. And so we'd like to roll acrobatics with advantage.
Yeah, I'd like to get the fuck out of here. That's a 25.
Oh, wow. I mean,
So everyone gets 5 temporary hit points.
that's very unlucky. So I rolled 27.
Okay, but I do have the ability to run away from a crowd without provoking opportunity attacks.
This is very true. The crowds coming in from possibly the ones like who were chasing Duruti ahead of you have now kind of doubled back and are now coming from your front as well. So now there's now people behind you and there's now people in front of you. Although, you know, they have smoke in their eyes and crying about people getting gunned down. So we'll see how it goes. Tesla, they are on top of you.
Right, but I can move without provoking opportunity attacks.
Yes, although currently, because we're doing a little mini game, we're currently just rolling acrobatics or athletics.
No, that's fine. I wasn't contesting that. Am I still able to have my undead
Run interference?
Yes, please.
As I said, because they have been doing that already. That's what I said. Like,
Did my not thing give everyone advantage for 1 round? Should we, if it doesn't give everyone a +1, why not give everyone advantage for 1 round, right?
We can do that, yes. And I will say that the crowds will roll with disadvantage just because...
Oh, wow.
Okay, well. Okay, but that still gives you 12 to beat.
All right, I got a 17 as my highest roll.
Ooh. Oh, and then with Rasputin's help, that gives you 2. Excellent.
Much needed breathing space.
Yeah. Much breathing. Yeah, things are getting pretty hectic here in the streets. And you manage to like just wrench yourself free as a blast comes from the shadows, striking down a man with a raised shovel who was just about to give you a bit of a haircut.
Not Tesla, but me saying, "Thank you, Hobo Jesus."
Ryan, Hobo Jesus.
Yes, here I am. I'm sort of running out of things to do a little bit. So I believe Lord Byron's probably in the worst position. So I will cup my hand around my mouth and point toward whoever is nearest to Lord Byron and shake my head and say, "Here we go. This is God. You are chasing the wrong guy." and use message and just hope that gives him just a little bit of space.
Yeah, no, I like that. Cool. So yeah, Byron, if you succeed in your next one, you will gain an additional gap to your roll.
It smacks of a Russian hacker interfering.
Yes. This is God speaking. Beautiful. Dorothy, you've managed to kind of dart behind some cover, looking out. No one is chasing you anymore.
Who can I see is in more danger at this point?
Byron seems to be about to be engulfed.
Okay, so I'm going to take my Mauser rifle and I am going to shoot the nearest person to Byron. Try to get the crowd to back off by basically sniping the closest person.
Nice. So Byron, you now have a +2 to your potentially successful roll.
Okay, so I just gave him +2. I don't have to roll or anything.
No. Basically, you've just started sort of sniping and like laying down suppressing fire.
Mm-hmm. Suppressing fire!
Suppressing fire!
So yeah, Byron, things are going well. You see one man start going, "Hello," as another man's head just goes clean off his shoulders next to you, causing a little bit of consternation amongst his comrades. What would you like to do?
Am I on one, right? Like I'm within clutches of the crowd.
Yep.
Good God. I'm going to try and charm the nearest person to me.
Okay. That should work. You have advantage to your roll.
I charm two people and convince them to... what's it? The baby push-ups. Just like on their elbows and knees. I want them to form an obstruction.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, you will have the advantage. I will also even give the crowd disadvantage because of that's nice. You have a 12.
I've got a 25.
Oh.
That gives you 2. Hold on. I lost my dice.
Toby is doing unspeakable things to that painting behind him.
That's my favorite. My favorite dice.
That's karma, baby.
Dice card. God damn it, Ryan. So one of you cursed my dice. I'm not a big fan, but whatever. With the help from Dirty Rasputin, giving an extra 2 to your success roll. That is 4 in total. And yeah, you just book it. You see the gap, you barrel your way through it, you jump over the 2 guys who just started doing baby push-ups, and you're scot-free. It's just a Tesla.
Fucking A.
Oh, good to know.
What would you like to do?
Tesla's going to run as fast as his little old man legs can carry him into those alleys, hoping whoever's assisting him from the shadow can keep their guide in grace up.
Yep.
And of course, zombies. Stampede.
Beautiful. You have an 11 to beat.
All right. Is it a straight roll?
Yep. Unless you do something fancy. Also, trying to get you guys to
Do something fancy.
I'm gonna do
Fancy.
something fancy. This sounds so dumb, but I'm gonna try it, Toby. Run with
That's
me
never
here.
stopped us before.
Yeah. I'd like to. Oh, this doesn't sound that fancy, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I'd like to cast Witch Bolt at the lead person chasing me and go. There's exposed wires here. Watch out!
You can roll with advantage. Well, that's it. You had 12 to beat, yeah?
Yeah.
He doesn't know what exposed wires are, but the tone of voice.
He's about to expose his wire.
Tesla.
Tesla's gonna die.
It's better than what I got before, but it's still bad. That's an 8 total.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, you're back down to 1.
Shit. Sorry, censor that. Is this the first character death? I think so.
You're still ahead of the crowds.
You're still 1, 0's
No.
down.
Yeah. I think...
I've been 1 for most of this.
No,
encounter,
because
it's
there's
fine.
1, 2,
Relax.
3, 4. Like, yeah, you can all basically, let's say that just to expedite things, you all have 1 action each. That's an extra 3 to help him. Let's say you all do so in your own different ways. You know, probably just shooting into the
weapons
crowd
are
at
shot.
this stage.
Yeah. Anyone that goes
Yeah,
near
and
my
so
darling old man Tesla. Tesla, you have a pistol on you. Did you forget?
yes. So Tesla, you can have 1 last roll. If you fail this one, you are going to get taken over by the crowds.
That's reassuring.
This is why I gave you a pistol, buddy.
You have a 15 to beat.
Can I do anything to give myself a leg up?
Shoot someone in the face with a pistol.
Yeah, you have a pistol. You can shoot the pistol. That'll give you advantage.
I'll shoot the pistol wildly. Stay back! I have a gun. Never mind the wires. Oh, thank fuck!
Oh god!
That's
I nearly asked for that gun back.
dirty 20. Dirty 20.
Nice. That is enough. That is enough. The crowds. I mean, even the old man is packing. They are bloody and beaten. This is really not worth it for them. They don't even know why they're chasing you. Some guy in a window shouted, "Chase them!" and now like 10 of their friends are dead.
10 of their friends are dead. Things are exploding. God is talking to them. They're getting beaten up by zombies.
This is a Michael Bay movie on acid.
Let's just shout out hipsters and dragons right now because that was rad.
Hopefully,
A cool way of doing that.
I like that system. You make it after that. You manage to all regroup together at a less busy street where Madame Charpentier will say, "Well, you can release me now, thank you."
Doreen releases her.
Thank you.
Senora.
The truth is, you are not rescued randomly. We do need your help.
Oh, well, I suppose I was being taken hostage, but wanting my help? With what, pray tell?
You happen to know somebody that we need to assist. They are in great danger. You know, the Master Benedict Rose?
Oh, Master Rose, don't worry. Yeah, it's interesting you bring him up. Peculiar. Well, tell you what, if you can help me get myself home, I will help in any way I can.
Well, that
We have
would
a
be
deal, my lady.
excellent. Yes, because we may need a place to stay for the night, gentlemen.
Yes, you all seem to be in a bit of a state. She looks at Byron and
Oh,
Testa,
tis but a
Testa.
scratch, my lady. Like, I shall have plenty of energy.
Quite. You are able to slowly hobble your way back to wherever she lived, which was roughly over here. if I recall.
South a bit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. There we are.
Definitely south of the river, right? 'Cause we
And
crossed
I
the
think her
bridge.
house was not the river. Yeah. Unfortunately, and I will apologize to Parisians watching this, I didn't do any research. What are nice areas in Paris? I know where the Cordelier district is.
To be honest with the
And that's it.
Parisians, they'll be so offended by the pronunciation that they won't have time to notice anything else.
This is true. We've found 6 different ways of saying Charpentier, so include that one. That's 7.
I actually nearly put the Carpenter songs as a soundtrack for the last episode.
Nice.
All right then. So I think Ruti has departed. Oh, he's come back. I just noticed your message there. But right. As you come home, you find Fleury's husband, Stefan, waiting for you. And as soon as he sees his wife, he's just overjoyed with relief. And he rushes forward and embraces passionately. He looks at all of you and goes, whatever happened? What is this? Oh, thank God you brought back my wife. Oh, things are afoot. Please come inside.
The streets
Lead
run with
you
blood.
back into a room.
We have much need for your wine cellar.
Sadly, yeah, the people happened. This is unfortunately the tragedy when insurrection occurs without revolutionary consciousness.
It is insurrection, is it not? And you hear over you're inside now, but over the distance, No, actually, just over the general sound, domestic sounds, you do hear toxins ringing throughout the evening. You are informed that the militias have begun gathering, and that each district is to produce a couple of hundred men to aid in the defense of the city. Things are heating up.
It will not be enough.
Yep.
Might I suggest you double lock your doors, barricade them, and give all of your staff a pay rise?
Well,
now's the time.
I mean,
trust
we
me.
support. Well, we are no royalists in this house. We are broadly supporting what's happening. I think a return to the free market is going to do my business some much needed good. But he catches a glance from his wife, and he falls silent, and she will continue the conversation. So, gentlemen, I believe that you required some information regarding young Master Rose.
Indeed. Where is he?
Currently, have you checked at his house?
Yes, we have. We found his landlord.
Yes.
And
Nasty
the
piece of
home
work, that one.
trash.
Well, interesting enough, I've been putting up Master Rose the last couple of, well, I suppose last week really, since his house was burgled. He's been staying with a nephew of mine, not too far from here, actually. I should be able to make an introduction tomorrow morning after you have been fed and perhaps had some sleep and your wounds attended to. But first, I'm curious, why are you looking for Benedict?
He's an old friend, and he is in grave danger, graver than most of us. I believe he has information that could lead to peace in Paris.
Roll deception.
Natural 20 plus 5. And excuse me, my wine glass is empty. If you could, seventh, another bottle, please. Thank you.
Yeah, so she does not believe that you are lying. Although her face crunches up a little bit as she's thinking. This woman has a calculating look on her face at the most times, like bulldog doing sums. But she nods to herself, and well, I suppose there's a lot of Benedict's life I would be unaware of. Many years, in fact. Old friends, you say?
I think that all of us have much to learn about everyone we think we know. And isn't that part of the mystery?
And I suppose you'll share his gifts?
My only gift is the religion that I bring with me everywhere.
My gifts are for the people of
Okay.
Paris.
Well, she looks at Rasputin and Tesla and says, well, it's quite evident that you two would not. Perhaps this one. She looks at Byron. Never mind. I have spoken too much. I must rest. I will ensure that you have chambers where you can sleep. And perhaps we can talk again in the morning. And I will take you to my nephew's house where we can see Master Rose for ourselves. Does that sound fair?
This would be a great thing.
Sounds fine, Senora.
Amicable, my lady.
Durruti is going to so since I take it we're all going to eat and rest. One of the things that I'd like Durruti to do is he's going to involve the staff in conversation, And what I'm looking for is I want to see how likely the staff might be to betray us. In the event, because it seems like the master of the house is on our side, but I want to make sure that there's nobody here who's possibly waffling.
Okay. Yeah. I'd say roll for persuasion. Just a general persuasion roll. See.
Okay. Persuasion is good. I have that trained. So, and being proletarian, would I gain advantage?
Nah, but this is you're speaking to a lot of people, so the DC is not very high.
Okay, well, that would be a 19 then.
19, marvelous. So you're able to get him to open up. Now, can you roll an insight check for me, please?
Sure. Insight is also trained in that. Yay. Not nearly as good, though, unfortunately, I'm guessing, because I got a 10.
So you've met two of the staff before. One's the coachman, and one's their, I would say, sort of lumber guy, guy who deals with fire and works out in the stable hand. That's the word. Thank you. So you've met the coachman, you've met a stable hand. They both work together. They both seem to be very fond of and loyal to the master of the house. And as they often join him on journeys, acting as his bodyguards, amongst other things. The maids, there's two of them. They seem to have fairly non-committal political opinions. They're just happy that they're living in a nice house. They get fed better than most. They don't seem to be plotting any daggers during the night.
All right. Well, I suppose I'm convinced.
And then there's a valet who you don't even have to speak to. He's a valet. He has to be loyal, or else he just spontaneously combust.
So he's the valet is the butler, essentially.
Yeah. Oh wait, sorry, he's French, not British. No, but he seems to be he's devoted to his master, but he strikes as a bit of a dick. Like he probably steals their silver when no one's looking.
Rudy approves if he does.
Tessa's going to be sitting down and taking off his jacket for a moment before his face glazes over with a sudden epiphany, and he goes, "Excuse me, I need to go by the door." And he's going to go out the front door, and two shambling, broken bodies are going to come crawling up, having followed them a great distance. He's going to awkwardly look around right. Can anyone help? I've got two gentlemen who need a place to rest.
I'm sorry, out of character. How long do these things live?
24 hours.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And they last until they die again. But I can control them by casting a spell once every 24 hours.
Do they ever step into any kind of light, like where people will be able to see their faces?
I think they're crawling across the open street. I don't think they were very subtle, which is why Tessa's kind of he's going to throw his jacket over one of them and just go, Just going to stand there very confused trying to think this through.
Because if you to say, for example, I have my own two servants, they need someone to stay, they can stay in stables without the master and the mistress of the house seeing them, then that will probably be allowed. I think if they were brought inside, where anyone could see their faces, they would probably be shot at.
I think stables are a good choice for now. I'll go ask the man of the house if I may have his permission to harvest some of my stuff.
Injured. Your very injured friends who were injured when saving his wife.
Your plague-afflicted friends.
I mean, shouldn't they just stand in front of the front door?
like all night.
Don't,
That's what you could actually, instead of storing them, they're bums. Just have them hang out on the street and pretend to be.
Byron says this returning from the cellar. The staff aren't serving him wine fast enough, so he's gone downstairs and helped himself. And honestly, like, do you know how good it is to get good French wine post-revolution? It's a nightmare. This is spectacular. This cellar is a triumph. Even if we don't find Benedict, we've won here, guys. We're ahead. Please, Deruti, you must have some of this.
Deruti takes a bottle of wine from him and pours it. He's a bit more interested in the food than the wine, but he tries the wine and he agrees.
all right. If you insist, I guess I'll throw some rags over them and leave them out front.
Do your friends drink wine, Tesla?
I'm pretty sure they're still dead.
It wouldn't stop me. I'll put it that way.
Well, feel free to try. Experimentation is the
I would
hardest.
like to offer Tesla's friends some wine. You don't seem like a glass kind of guy. More like a drink straight from the bottle kind of guy. Am I right? Like, I respect that. just
Right in the mouth, out the neck hole.
I like to imagine they both grab a bottle and just tink the glass together.
Yeah, I mean, just badly, just smashes the glasses together. And then stab themselves with the broken glasses.
Right, you guys carry on. Don't worry about the wine. The man of the house is plenty generous with many things.
One of the zombies turn around, the glass stem sticking out his cheek.
Yeah. Deruti kind of just mentions offhand, while it is garish to see such opulence, I will say that, I am not a Bolshevik, and we should be able to enjoy the finer things in life when we have occasion. If not, then what are we fighting for?
Indeed.
Fun fact, gentlemen, both Frankenstein and Dracula were written the night Lord Byron disappeared through a time vortex. My friends, Lady Shelley and my butler wrote those stories.
So, who is drinking? Byron and Deruti.
Oh, always. You don't need to ask.
Now, Byron, you have a immunity to alcohol things. And I'm not going to pretend that you guys are about to get ambushed. You will get to have a long rest if you want.
Yes, we need it.
I think before we bed down, Rasputin would just like to approach the routine Tesla and say, I have an idea for something, but I might need your help. Could I borrow a little bit of that powder that you put in a gun, and maybe just a little something to spark it? One of you might know how to make that happen.
Deruti would know. I have. You need gunpowder, or would something more powerful help?
Gunpowder sounds fine.
Okay, so what Deruti's going to do is he's going to take the gun, the black powder pistol that we got from from Mr. Rose, the guy we're trying to get.
Mm-hmm.
I found under the floorboards, and I'm going to extract the black powder from it for Rasputin.
Beautiful. Cool. And then time for prayers with my wooden egg that rattles. Take the cross off. Time to rest.
Would it be at all possible to try and get the master of the house too drunk and flirt with his wife?
I mean, I will say that, he will at some point have retired. I don't know if, let's say, you're actively drinking with him until he just goes, that's, you are very fun to drink with, sir. You are, without a doubt, one of the most interesting, whatever you are.
No, you are the most interesting. You, sir. You, sir.
You are.
I don't say it very often, but I think I love you.
I was about to say the same thing, my good sir. I love you from the bottom of my dark, dark heart.
I'm just going to go and get some more wine. And you hear him leave the room, a soft crash, and then the sounds of his loyal valet dragging him upstairs to his bedroom.
That's my cue to turn to the lady and say, my lady, that might be your cue to tend to your husband, but if we are to find time, I would love to tend to your needs.
My needs? I'm something like 14,000 francs out of pocket because of today.
Yes. Well, I could make that happen. I look at Tesla. Like, do you have any francs on you, bro?
Too many francs.
I don't think they actually use francs. They use something like they have a weird name for their currency.
I can give you some painting lessons.
While this is going on, by the way, Daruti is so. Do I have enough stuff, or is there anything in the house that I can use with my Tinker's tools to cobble together a replacement IED for the grenade or grenades that I expended?
I mean, roll for investigation to find some.
We just have.
And I don't. Do I have anything
priorities.
left over from the pistol, or did I use that up by giving it to Rasputin?
I mean, it's not a lot of gunpowder would be in the pistol. I mean, you'd have like a pouch of gunpowder you pour into whatever.
All right. Well, this will
But
be
yeah,
fun.
but just roll the investigation, see what we can find.
Let's hope. Come on, fingers crossed. Oh, natural 20.
Close. You find more like a stash of gunpowder. It would appear to be in a like a display box. If you didn't think too much about it, it would appear like like a display box you'd have in like a shop window, kind of like a sample of gunpowder for some reason. And you also find like just pieces of metal if you want to make like a pipe bomb.
That's exactly what I'm looking to do.
Yeah, no, you find enough to cobble together like a rudimentary IED nail bomb specifically.
Okay, great. And I'll just count that as an additional grenade in my
Sure. That's
Okay.
absolutely fine.
Do I have enough to replace the smoke bomb, or is it just enough for the frag grenade?
No, but you can have a free frag grenade.
All right, excellent.
Now, unless you are trying to flirt with Fleury anymore, she will probably take a leave of you, gentlemen.
I just rolled a natural 1 and struck out. Let's say I've been enjoying the antiquated French wine a little bit too much.
Yeah, you appear to be too covered in blood to be her type, but
Yeah, that's a type.
yeah. I mean, even if you manage to blag some clothes from the gentleman in the house, your fineries are at this stage in dire need of repairs, and maybe some sort of like bruised, bit of bruising on the face. I don't know. Some women like a scar, and other women like a man whose face looked like a crushed potato.
Some women say no to me the first night. They rarely say no to me the second night. Fear not, friends.
Some women like a guy in a bloody dressing gown. Like, you know.
Daruti's going to clap Lord Byron on the shoulder and pull out a picture of his compañera Emilienne and his daughter Colette, and say, "Don't feel too bad about it, comrade. While free love is wonderful, it's close relationships that matter in life."
My friend and comrade, thank you for sharing this with me. I also have a wife who is with child. Sadly, I have not seen her. I had to flee the country due to scandal, and then now we're time traveling through this bullshit. But I hope to be reunited with my daughter once more, and I'm very happy to see your beautiful family.
Daruti kind of frowns and says, "Well, then
Roll for
we."
deception.
Daruti kind of somewhat frowns and says, "Well, then we are alike, you and I. I was also absent for the birth of my daughter, Colette. My dream, I suppose, took me elsewhere in the world and put me at odds with certain authorities who were not keen on my return to Spain."
It is exactly for me, sir. Society judged me and cast me away with their horrible judgments. Now, people say I slept with my sister. Let me be clear. She was my half sister, which is at most half wrong. Okay, half wrong.
And
Right? Do the math. Do the math. You do the math.
Daruti raises an eyebrow, considers that he's heard worse,
Yeah.
but still takes a slight step back.
My child was only born with one dorsal fin.
I'd have you know.
It's good enough for Jersey. It's good enough. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll have you know, all of my bastard children went on to do great things. But I don't know that. But I've drank too much. I'm sorry. I will go to sleep.
will you all have a long rest?
Yes, very
A
much.
full long rest.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because I would be a bastard at DM if I just devised some way where you spent all your abilities and took a whole bunch of damage, and then just had a bunch of people just attack the house in the middle of the night.
Well, that's been the
You
story
would,
of
I'm
this
glad you
episode.
mentioned that.
You will sleep well. The new day dawns. It is now the 13th of July, 1789. You have technically today and tomorrow to find Master Rose, but it's okay. The mistress of the house has woken up relatively early. She's preparing herself to leave, to take you all with her. And her husband has insisted on her bringing her bodyguards, the coachman and the stableman. And
Are they armed this time? Because last time you presented them as terrible foes, their guns were unarmed. And I don't want to go into battle with a limp pistol.
well, the problem is that we don't really have bullets and gunpowder.
I have bullets for your guns.
Give them
Wow.
each one.
I will sell them in return for bottles of wine.
Okay, beautiful. Well, if you have the bullets and gunpowder, then feel free to harm my men. I think that's a capital idea.
I am once more encumbered with the weight of the bottles of wine I've helped myself to.
Does this house, it's morning now, correct?
Yep.
Does this house have like a porch or a fire escape?
No, I mean there's a door around the back, kitchen entrance.
Is there anywhere like kind of, because what Daruti wants to do before we go much further is he's going to take his coffee and kind of I see a little veranda at the in front.
Yeah, it can have a veranda. That's something.
Okay. So Daruti's going to climb out the window onto that veranda and just kind of be looking at the Parisian skyline as we see, like, the beauty of the dawn mixed with, the fires and the now muted shouting of the revolution.
Yeah, and you are greeted instead to sight of 30 men marching past just a street down in what looks to be sort of vaguely goose-step unison. A professional body of men in not in uniform, but in assorted craftsman's clothes, mainly.
Mm-hmm. So what do they look like to me?
Militia.
Militia. Okay. Are they moving with purpose towards us or just?
No, just you see them just walking down the street. Like,
Daruti watches. They looking to him. If they're almost goose stepping here at this point. I mean, does he perceive them as more akin to revolutionaries or fascists?
These are likely the militias that you were told about being mustered during the night in order to ensure the safety of the city.
Ensure the safety of the city, as in, are we talking? So these are against the king, is what you're telling me?
No one is against the king. That would be revolutionary.
Oh, yeah.
They're just here to make sure that they're just here to make sure that foreign mercenaries don't kill the good people of Paris.
Okay, so I would say Daruti more or less approves. He mutters something to himself about his memories of the assault guards in Barcelona, immediately after the fascist attack, downed his cup of coffee and goes to find his comrades.
Mm-hmm. So, are you all quite ready? Breakfast has been served and eaten by those who want breakfast.
You're all surprised to see Baron up early and at it, flirting with the female staff. You thought he'd be hungover, but this is par for the course. Normal day.
I'm surprised by about half of that.
I would say that the maids are a lot more taken with your advances than the lady of the house, who, if anything, has been eyeing you with a weary contempt all morning.
19 for wake and shake.
Know what a wake and bake is? I'm not super certain what a wake and shake is.
Well, you can watch if you want.
I think
Go to shake one of the scullery maids.
Yeah, it's just
Sense into her.
shaking your genitals in front of a maid until she shrugs and relents.
Like Louis C.K.
I was much more charming than Louis C.K., I'll have you know. Outrage.
Does this look like a cue to you?
I believe so.
Okay. You have
Madame-
found at least one eager and willing and consenting maid.
At least one. I'm hoping for two.
Sadly.
Well, it is France.
Oh, it's the worst interpretation of at least one. It's a large one, isn't it? Damn it. Okay, fine. I'll take what I can get.
There's a large one, so there's this huge sense of value that you've
I'd
got
like to
going on
give
right
myself a bardic inspiration as I prepare for the task at hand.
now. Doing a pep talk.
Yeah, roll performance.
Dirty 20. That's what she deserved.
30-20. That is what she said. No,
But she
Yeah.
didn't deserve syphilis.
Siffa what? That's a conspiracy theory. I don't believe in it.
yeah, one of the reasons why Madame Charpentier has been treating you with such scorn all morning is possibly because you have ensured that one of the maids weren't in attendance, lingering as she was in your bed, unwilling to part. You have gained, say you use the bardic inspiration, you can have a inspiration dice from me, D6, as just a glorious start to the morning.
Nice.
A Byronic start to the morning.
But even so, the lady of the house, she's very, very impatient right now.
Oh, she's jealous. She likes me.
You can roll
Madame,
insight.
What? Sorry.
Insight.
I feel like Rasputin would like to pull her aside just for one moment, or as we are walking out the door, and just say, I realize you are wary of us, but we have only the best of intentions toward our mutual friend.
Benedict, I do not know him very much about Benedict. I do know that he must keep, or he must have kept some peculiar friends in his absence.
It is quite true of all of us. I mean, look at our group here.
I mean, you don't even have to say. You say, "Look at," and she just stares at you with.
Yeah.
Again, It's like a bulldog doing calculus. There is a almost reptilian interest in her eyes as she's basically weighing you up and measuring you and gauging your value.
My insight check was 14, by the way.
14. She's not jealous. And you can tell. Although, I mean, with a 14, who can really tell? I mean, the hope hasn't died yet.
I will have to try and bang her maids harder next time.
I never again setting anything in France.
It won't matter. Let's go, boys.
Next session,
Everybody on the road.
In, Prussia, where you. Anyway, so right. Are you all going? Are you all ready?
Yes.
Esther,
Is there
what are you
a
doing with your corpses?
yeah? Precise question. Do you mind if my friends rest in the back?
They're not doing well.
In between everything else, she just rolls her eyes and goes, "Yes."
Thank you.
Yeah.
Coleman, Mark, if you wouldn't mind getting on the back. Do you have a blanket I can... They're terribly cold.
Coleman and Mark.
Can I just cover them?
Yes.
Thank you. Never mind. He throws the blanket over the two of them, just covers them entirely.
You know, I saw them when they were trying to rob me. I know who they are.
Well, they're changed men now. They will apologize.
Right.
Apologize, please, gentlemen. Terrible morning breath and manners. They'll wake up properly later.
As you are, let's say you're in one of those large stagecoaches, you know, like the huge, ungainly ones that the king and queen, spoilers, are going to try to flee Paris with, where, you know, you could like put half your house into it. Those huge, unwieldy stagecoaches. So you're all sharing one of those, and she's just sitting there looking from face to face, and then she takes off a diamond necklace she's had around her neck. And she explains that, well, last night they were going to take this from me. And perhaps my purse, and perhaps they would have even bruised me. Even so, I believe that as a reward for saving me, I would rather give it to you than them. Although, she looks at the three of you, and then she gives it to Durutti. You, my dear brute, appear to be the least brutish of the lot.
Thank you, Senora. I will see that it is put to good use. It is a beautiful necklace.
Yes, you should fetch a pretty price for your collective drinking and pouring, but nevertheless, it is a token of my appreciation. And I am a woman of my word. I shall do my best to help you find Benedict. Although, speaking of which, we are here. Right, you gain a necklace worth 15 gold pieces.
Okay.
In any timeline. Oh, sorry, my mistake. I misread my notes. That's 30 gold pieces in most timelines.
My lady, I respect most about you how precise you are in your description of our character. I have no rebuttal. I'll take it on the chin like a gentleman.
Well, you did almost die, saving me. And I hope that when your friend here pries out the diamonds and sells them to some pawnbrokers, that he will split it equitably with all of you.
He should wear it. He looks most handsome.
Rudy slips it inside his coat and kind of glares. What's the weight of this thing? I'm making a note unless you've already made one.
What? Weight? It's like I would say 18 carats.
18 carat necklace?
Yes.
Okay.
Worth 30 gold pieces.
You have done quite a bit for us already, madame. This is too kind.
I know. But needs must. Now, I believe we are here. And she will alight stagecoach. As my nephew Antoine's here. I suppose you would get on with him. He's a bit of a hothead. But there we go. Can't choose family, eh? And she knocks on the door, waits for a bit. And a man in his mid-30s opens the door, somewhat disheveled because it is relatively early in the morning. And he takes one. Oh, Aunt Fleury, sorry, I did not expect you this morning. I should have... Oh, I'm so sorry. And please come in. Or do you wish me to come with you? Or shut up, where's Benedict? Benedict, I haven't seen him in a few days. Why? Oh, bother. Well, I suppose this group is your problem now. Best of luck. Aid them in any way you can. If you have any problems, you know where to find me. Right then. Gentlemen, it's been an experience. Goodbye. And she steps into the stagecoach, knocks on the side, and they drive off, leaving you with young Antoine. Sorry about her. She's a bit of a lax. Please come in. Come in. I have some wine. Is it too early for wine? Perhaps ale, cider.
How old is Antoine?
He's in about
30s.
30s. Yeah.
It is not too early for wine, but we do also have some pressing business.
There's some groans underneath a sheet.
Beg your pardon?
The zombies are groaning underneath the sheet.
Tessa,
Did they jump off, or she has gone off with the zombies?
Tesla, you may have some electric interference. You're sounding quite buzzy.
I think cables are touching.
Better now?
Not really.
Play with it a bit.
Anyways, so yes, you're looking for Benedict. Well, I saw him a couple of days ago. He should be around somewhere. Perhaps you would like to wait for me here, or
No, we will come with you. We've been on quite the tour of the city trying to find young Benedict.
Has he left anything here? Any personal effects that maybe would tell us where he's going? Is there something we could see?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, well, I suppose you could have a look in his room.
Great. And Rasputin will sort of like just push past him a little bit. Say it is of great importance that we find him as soon as possible. And
While
start
Rasputin
to
does that, I will drink with the young man and try and find out what I can from him.
Okay.
somebody with better investigation should help me.
Right.
I will help you.
I'm like, I'll do the drinking mission, you do the searching mission. Split the
Right.
party.
Roll investigation.
All right.
23.
12.
23, okay. Like a nosy bastard, you go for his mail. It seems to be the most sensible thing to do. There's a bunch of correspondence. You see a couple of sketchbooks, drawings. Really interesting one, like very... Yeah, they're almost... Tesla, from what year are you in? 18...
Late 19th century.
Yes. Okay, so you would probably recognize Art Deco, if possibly, but that is a very, very modern art. I mean, that's what would strike you the most. Too modern for Tesla, but interesting. He's a semi-talented painter, at least. This Master Rose. What's of more interest is a
This guy
yes.
really likes shapes.
Roll. Just roll intelligence, straight intelligence.
Both or just Tesla?
Both of you, because you're both looking, yeah?
With my -1. That's a 3.
Intelligence.
Okay. Rasputin, you are fairly certain these are all words. Being illiterate, that's about as far as it goes. Now, Tesla, however, you take a look at one letter in particular, and because of the paper, is of again, it's not this very grainy 18th century quality. It's more of a modern paper quality. It's quite distinct, still thick paper. However, the letter itself is just scrambled garbage, and you presume this is obviously a cipher, a coded letter.
All right. I think we'll pocket that for now.
Yep. Otherwise, you find nothing of interest, not even a copper piece.
Looking over to Rasputin, he'll lift the letter out of his pocket just to indicate to it, and then just go, we'll talk about that one later. Put it back in the pocket.
And he'll just immediately turn around and say, well, there's nothing obvious here. Did he have any political leanings? There are crazy things going on outside. Did he happen to verbally side with one or the other?
That's all look confused for a second and go, other than liking women with big feet, I don't think he had too many crazy leanings.
Rasputin will, have shut up about what they found, turn around and sort of address the young Antoine.
Although, for that, we should probably head off to Dorothy and Byron, who are in the same room as him. You guys are in Master Rose's bedroom, scrummaging around, whilst
I have been
Byron
proposing
is
toast
drinking.
after toast to our nephew's good health, to the people of France, to
Well, I
the
suppose,
terrible century we've had.
Yeah,
Is this a self-portrait of him?
it's a bit of a portrait. It's what he looks like. Late 30s. No. Let's say he's early 30s. It's just, it's 18th century France. Life is hard. But you've learned that the man's a barrister. He was up late last night drinking following the events. And he'd had about 3 hours sleep when you guys knocked on the door. So he's happy to start drinking again. A bit of hair and dog. But it's not as if I'm going to have very much business today anyway. So, salut.
Salut.
And so, yeah, you want to know about his politics?
We'll start there, but I'd mostly like to know everything he knows about Benedict Rose.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So I thought, so Benedict Rose's politics. But yeah, he will explain that. Benedict, Master Rose, yes, no, he was. It's strange. My aunt contacted me last week, I believe. Said that an old acquaintance she had known for years, decades, had just turned up, and I thought, well, good for her. She needs friends. But then she said it's this painter. I'm thinking, oh, well, some crusty old painter. But she introduced me to Master Rose, and I swear he's not older than me. It was very, very peculiar. But apparently, he had been burglarized, and he needed somewhere to stay. He was a little bit, I don't want to say paranoid, because he had just been burgled. But he had a bit of a nervous disposition, thinking that people were following him, that sort of thing. Very peculiar man. But he likes to drink, and that's good. A man needs a hobby.
Yeah. Dorothy kind of just glances out the window and says, and were people following him?
I hope not. I mean, no one's come bothered us here.
And do you know where he might be?
Well, I know that he has a couple of places where he enjoys drinking. Or there's a few brothels. He claims to enjoy painting the women there. And I presume there's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge involved. But he seemed genuinely interested in painting prostitutes. Peculiar man, as I said.
Yes,
I don't think he was sleeping with them, considering I do not think he had a single franc to his name. Again, that is not the currency we're using in 1789, but
I get your meaning, good sir.
he
Gold
was,
pieces, I believe, are the currency of our world.
Yes. He did not have a single gold piece to rub between them, so
I'm sure he rubbed something else.
Yeah, I find if you rub them right, you don't need the gold, but it's always better to pay. So,
peculiar man. Nervous tick, but he's been fine. He's been staying here for a week. He doesn't do the dishes, but neither do I. This is why we have servants. And I'm not sure what else I can say, really.
might you come with us and help us find him? It's a matter of great import.
Absolutely. And so, right, he says absolutely. No, he does not. He thinks about it for a long time whilst finishing his wine, and then says, if I do not, I suppose my aunt is going to come down like a ton of bricks on me.
Sir, if you do, you will be a hero in an hour of need. That is far more important than anything your aunt might do to you.
Yes, no, but she's quite unbearable and also incredibly influential. She could make my life hell if she really wanted to.
You could make your own life heaven, sir.
Yes.
Do not forget that.
Okay, but I will help you. I'm just saying that I'm not doing this because I particularly care for the fate of Master Rose, but merely because it is a favor to my aunt.
You do the right thing for the wrong reasons. I understand.
Excellent. Now, livre. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Right. Onwards. And so you spend a fruitful afternoon drinking in bars. Well, actually, I don't know. Are you walking and drinking, or just
I will buy
poking your head in?
I will buy everyone in the bar around if they tell me some information.
Okay. So in one morning, you have visited 6 different drinking establishments. You have lost 6 gold pieces.
Okay.
And if anyone has been drinking, they are a little bit inebriated at this stage.
I think Rasputin would be drinking, but getting more frustrated as we go. And at some point, I would roll an insight check to see if we're being strung along by this young man.
Yeah, roll insight.
I lost 6 gold pieces, by the way. Did anyone have any useful information?
21.
No. They know of the strange artist. They saw him. It is clear that he was definitely around about 2 days ago.
And with regard to Rasputin's inquiry, are we getting strung along?
Oh, sorry, what was your insight?
21.
21.
21. No, Antoine, he seems to, again, reluctantly, but he's just taking you from place to place, and he's walking, and it seems to be a bit of a fact-finding mission for him as well. And he's talking to people about the state of the city, about the state of the burgeoning revolution, and so on and so forth. However, yes, it is. Let's say it's now about lunchtime, and no one really has seen Master Rose. And so Antoine will suggest having a bit of a break. Maybe not a drink, but maybe some food, a bit of lunch, and then maybe we can head to south side of the river and keep looking there.
Rasputin will acquiesce if the rest of the group is following this young man, but he is losing his sunny disposition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daruti is also noticeably agitated. He was originally refusing drinks, but at this point, because no progress seems to have been made, he's had 1 or 2.
Byron suddenly slaps
More out
a
of boredom
moment.
than anything else.
Byron suddenly slaps a moment of clarity and says, if I'm not mistaken, gentlemen, we had 3 days to save the world. hinging upon that plan was our ability to find young Benedict. We have had 2 rests. I believe we are on day 3.
We're on
We've only had one long rest. We had a short rest, so we're on day 2.
That is the relief. Then I can another bottle of wine, please.
My understanding is that if someone is missing, typically you check the jails and the hospitals. Currently, we are being strung along by a young man who sort of knows the places that this guy hangs out, but if he is in hiding, he would probably not just go to his usual hangouts.
Good point.
I suppose that would make sense, but from what I understand, he was he used to know the city very well 25 years ago, but he only came back last year, apparently. And my aunt, she knew him in her youth, if I understand correctly. I don't know. He did not seem like a man with many other friends here. I don't think he would have sought aid from my aunt, of all people, if he had other options, but I do not know. Jails and hospitals, I can take you to those. But first, bit of lunch.
Seems fine to me. Is it around time for a siesta anyway?
Yeah, just about midday.
Yeah, then Durudi's 100% online for lunch.
Beautiful. Right, you guys had some lunch and don't incur any exhaustion points. And search continues in hospitals and prisons.
As we're having lunch, I'd like to have a chat with the young man.
Your
You said
mic is
he-
still...
Your mic is very
atrocious.
crackly.
Is that better?
Yes.
Much better.
Yeah, must have been a connection issue with the cables.
With Tesla, I
Yep.
was presuming he's experimenting with some electricity somewhere.
Young man, you said he liked to frequent nightclubs, brothels of the sort.
Well, yes.
Why not take us there first?
My man. Like,
I suppose. I mean, yes. But again, he doesn't have money. I suppose. I know his favorite brothels, where he would frequent most often. Perhaps they would have seen him. Perhaps they know where he's hiding. Yes, that's an excellent idea.
We would like to know where your last was, so yes, let's go there.
Yes.
And then afterwards we can check jails and hospitals.
Excellent. And so, asking around in brothels, he will take you to 4 of them.
and everyone would like to approach the Mademoiselle, the oldest woman in the brothel, and give her a single gold piece and say, any information your girls might have as to the location of Benedict Rose will be rewarded with 5 gold pieces.
Yep. Excellent. So you lose 4 gold pieces, and you also get given 5 different addresses from women who have information where he is. 2 of those are his house, and 3 of them, Antoine will point out, are just random addresses. We could go there and knock on doors if you really want, but I think she's just fooling you for your gold.
If the information turns out useful, I will return with your tip, milady. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. All right, that's a very fair way of doing it. They wanted money up front, but meh. Fair enough. That makes sense. Anyway, but yeah, there's still four major blanks. He was in one of them. He had last visited 2 nights ago. He painted one of the girls, slept on the sofa, and then departed in the morning.
Any idea where he was going?
Yeah, does she know
No.
anything?
But he looked very. He was always rather nervous, but he was particularly haggard. We told him he should go home and sleep in his own bed. We even offered him one of ours, but no, he slept on the sofa. I think he's afraid of being comfortable. That's worth 5 gold pieces, isn't it?
If I find him, I will return and tip and buy the services of all the girls in the establishment.
Oh, guys. Well, we look forward to having you back, my lord.
It's entirely mutual, let me show you.
I wonder if at some point he's attempting to not be comfortable. I mean,
He may
how
be
many brothels could there be? Could he be going to places he did not know? Could he be?
Byron, you're rather good with talking with women. Have you spoken to any of the women Benedict painted?
That's the one he spoke to just now, saying that he wanted to sleep on the sofa.
Please pardon me.
It would seem to me that if he's unwilling to sleep in a bed, he may be worried about an attack, and he may not want to endanger others, which would explain why he's laying low.
Indeed. How long ago? Pardon my memory here. How long ago was it that he slept on that sofa?
2 nights ago.
Yeah, so the night between the 11th and 12th.
Did anyone see him leave?
No. We all. It's a busy place. People come, people go.
Is there someone front of house during the evenings?
Yes, some of the girls, perhaps.
Okay.
But we have a pimp. Maybe he swim.
If we inquire there, they might give us a direction.
Well, you'd have to tip the madam another gold, and she will let you know where the pimp lives.
Happily.
Boom. Right.
I'm so glad I bought no items and I'm just carrying around gold. I thought I'd spend
upon hearing upon hearing the thing about the pimp, Daruti proceeds to have a conversation with both of the with the painting girl and any other of her any of her co-workers about the nature of surplus value extraction.
Do we have a
unionizing the workplace?
Yes, that is exactly what he's doing.
These means of reproduction.
These women need
of reproduction?
These women need gold, not lectures.
Well,
can you not see that?
Yeah, and they'll have much more gold if they take control of their own destinies, rather than allow a parasite to siphon off.
Do we have a description?
The surplus value.
Sorry, a description of what this man looks like, or are we just asking for a name he may no longer be giving? Do we know what he looks like?
Well, Antoine, who's with you, he knows what he looks like, and he will say that he looks to be somewhere between the age of, I don't know, 20 and 35. He has a very unblemished skin, but very old eyes, short hair, goatee, haunted, pale face, and, artist type.
Have you ever seen him paint a picture of himself?
Yeah, are there any self-portraits?
No. That's really good. I like that. But no, he hasn't.
Strange. I ask only so that we can, when we go places, we can ask for a man that looks like whoever, rather than,
Yeah, I mean,
I say we continue our search. I have no more.
I fear we've wasted enough time with ladies.
Yeah. But if I understood correctly, you have arrived at the pimp's house.
Sure.
Okay, excellent. You're knocking on the door. You're met by a mouseish-looking housewoman or housekeeper. Housewoman. housekeeper.
Excuse me, my lady. Might the master of the house be in?
He's dead, isn't he?
My commiserations. We're here to pay them respects, it seems.
All right. Well, I'll pass him along.
You assume that he is dead, so he is not here.
Nah, he got stabbed quite brutally many times.
Stabbed.
Yeah, there was riots and things going on. He's probably got caught up in that, didn't he?
How long ago did you see him stabbed?
No, but Mrs. upstairs, she's completely beside herself. And won't stop crying, she won't.
Well, we'll go comfort the lady, I say, pushing past.
Well, I mean, don't. All right, what am I going to do? Stop you?
It is in fact my profession, and then display the cross a little bit and just follow Byron pushing up the stairs.
Yeah, upstairs there's a unconsolable, or inconsolable?
Inconsolable.
Yeah, there's a young woman crying. Coming close, she's just giggling away to herself. She's crying with laughter. And she looks up and goes, "Oh, bloody hell, who are you guys then? Are you guys it? Are you from the fucking police?"
No.
Oh,
none
certainly
of the
We
not.
are absolutely not the police. We are
We're-
probably about as far as you can be from the police.
We're looking for Benedict
All cops are
Rose.
cabrones.
Looking for who now?
Benedict
yeah, you-
Rose and your boyfriend was the last person to spot him alive.
Boyfriend, yes, the fiance was. But no, they apparently got himself stabbed. The fucking guards fished him out of the river. Just be what midday yesterday. No one knows yet. The girls are going to fucking flip when they find out. But hey, that is my problem, isn't it?
So the police have him, is what you're telling me.
The guards, they found his body. I mean, he's out in a fucking coffin out back, mouldering away.
So just
Under
pure dread at the moment would be what I think we'd be feeling. Show us the coffin.
All right.
This is the pimp.
Yes.
Oh, the
Yeah.
pimp, not
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was Mr. Rose.
Pimp coffin.
No.
No, pimp coffin.
Unless the pimp is Mr. Rose.
Let's
I'm
go see
fine.
the pimp.
Pimped out coffin.
Yeah, this little courtyard out back, up on a piece of wood, there's a very cheap coffin. Inside, there's a man with his neck very deliberately cut, slightly bloated from water damage.
Well, let's check the body. First off, I kind of slap the guy who's traveling with us. This is not Mr. Rose, correct?
No, it's no. It's no. Don't know who that is.
I turn to Tessa. Tessa, if you were to wake this young gentleman, might he have any answers for us?
Unfortunately, I can wake the limbs and remove the body, but well, he's going to poke the two followers he's got with him, Coleman and Mark. He's named them. But they don't actually have any faculties up there. Pokes them in the head, and they just kind of wobble back and forth on their feet.
To wake the consciousness of something that has passed is a dangerous and difficult trick to pull off.
It's more fun talking to prostitutes, although equally as useless it seems at this point.
So I take it to mean by being a difficult task, it's one you cannot accomplish, priest.
It is not. It is one far beyond my knowledge.
And so, but you do understand that the man died probably around about the same time as Master Rose would have left the premises.
That's so. That's Tell me.
Like putting together from what his
He might have been killed by Master Rose, is what's being implied.
or whoever was going after Mr. Rose. We understand he's been hounded and he's been chased. He's been hiding and sleeping in the sofas of consorts. What, there's a revolution occurring, is there not? What revolution occurred in any of these streets? 2 nights ago, was it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, there was general. Well, 2 nights ago, everything was peaceful.
Right.
This is the night before everything kicked off.
I
Are
think
you saying we're in the day where everything kicks off?
Everything kicked off yesterday, really, but
And
think-
so the pimp was killed last night.
The pimp was killed the night before we arrived, so not yesterday, but the day before then.
Yep.
The same time that Mr. Rose apparently disappeared, I hypothesize that wherever our Mr. Rose is wherever those people who killed his pimp are.
Can
I
you
think-
identify the scientist? I suppose.
Hmm.
Can you identify the weapon that was used to slash the pimp's throat?
I can make the attempt, but I am not a doctor. Star Trek references there, but I don't want to get into that.
yeah. But do you want to roll for this medical?
Yeah, I'm happy to do investigation, but medicine feels like the more appropriate one. But
Yeah,
I guess I'm
medicine.
investigating the nature of it.
Yeah, investigation or medicine, up to you.
I'll go for investigation as the higher.
Mhm. Because yeah, as you say, you're not a doctor, so
Yeah.
you better say this man got a throat slip, cause of death. That.
Yeah. This will just be more like analyzing the strength of the blow, the depth of the wound, what type of weapons more likely to have been used: slashing, bludgeoning, cudgeoning, piercing. Pardon me. And then trying to assess that against like the
roll-
availability.
Yeah, roll investigation.
17.
Oh, so okay. Yeah, like prodding around, the thing that you find is that it's a very, very jagged blow. I mean, this is also, it's been slightly spoiled by being in a river. It's a jagged blow, but poking around in there, like you don't know much about the human body, but you do know that most bodies have a windpipe. And this man's windpipe is missing.
It's been torn out. So
It's been physically torn out. So it's not that someone has slit his throat. It's someone has caused a huge gash and ripped out his windpipe.
with their bare hands.
Possibly. Or some sort of tool. Like you couldn't make that
Well, could Daruti do that with a medicine check, being that he's seen war and his fair share of violence? Can he ascertain whether it was a hand that did it, or if it was cut out with a weapon?
Yeah, roll investigation.
Okay.
None of us roll medical.
Okay, medicine. Let's see. $16.
16, okay. Yeah, from what I can tell, it's not very neat. It doesn't speak to it being a
Surgeon's wound.
yeah, it doesn't seem to be a knife, but neither is it any sort of claw beast or anything. It's a very strange.
There goes my theory. I thought it was a bear.
Question.
Yes.
2 questions, rather.
Hmm?
What direction does the river flow? And
Make me Google things, but yeah, go on.
and the secondary question would be, I suppose, an alternate to what direction does the river flow would be, where was the body found along the Seine River? And
Right.
we know that the
Based on
poor killer.
this,
Yes.
sorry, based on this, there's an arrow right here. So I'm
Presumably.
guessing that direction.
Yep.
And so I'm going to, I mean, who are you asking this? Are you finding the woman again?
No, this was just throwing the question out to the air for the group. So presumably the young gentleman who's been escorting us.
Okay.
Gentlemen, the Seine must flow northwest to the sea, surely.
Exactly, yeah. I think this arrow here is is the direction.
Yeah, it's indicating the direction of the river's flow.
Yeah.
So if he was found in the river, he probably would have washed down a little ways.
Yeah.
So perhaps we should check the riverbank to see if we can find the murder site.
Well, what I was thinking was, whoever's killed this pimp and presumably taken our Mr. Rose, it would be expedient for them to not deviate from their own trail. They would want to go to their hideout and then dump the body, rather than making detours. They would want to get to a place of somewhere they could hide quickly. Maybe they killed this pimp to avoid detection, tearing out his windpipe to prevent him from calling for assistance, and then in the dark of night, taking a place of refuge and solace, a safe place where they can keep this fellow. I assume that wherever we're looking for is along the riverbank, like you said, but south of the river. With the body to have been picked up yesterday, it would have had to float quite a way. So presumably not too far from where that little island in between is. If I'm using real world knowledge, I'm pretty sure that's where the Cathedral of Notre Dame is, but I can't remember actual geography.
Correct, yeah.
I mean, yeah, speaking to the woman, the police would have picked up the body, along with many other bodies they found. Actually, no, again, this happened before all the shit kicked off. But even so, they found the body a little bit further down the same river, but it's a few hours after he would presume have been killed.
Well, accounting for time and distance covered and the speed of the river, we could assume that he's come from somewhere near the city centre, presumably where those islands are. I'm not going to do actual real-world math on this, so viewers who do it, congratulations to you. No.
But yeah, it's the sort of math Tesla would do on the fly, right?
Yeah. Should he have an ability check to see if he can pinpoint where the murder would have taken place?
Or at least where the body was dropped.
Where the body was dropped, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's say roll intelligence. Roll for maths.
Roll.
Roll for maths.
Roll
Can that
for
be-
nerd.
Episode title.
Would that be investigation?
Yeah, go on then.
Hey. Oh, that's really bad. That's 10.
10.
That's unfortunate.
Okay. Number 10 is you suspect that either it's going to be roughly this bridge or this bridge.
Okay.
I don't know if people can see that, but
Oh, yeah, I can see that. So the next important question is, rather than going to those bridges, what are the important points of interest near those bridges? There appears to be a rather large complex.
Ask the
going off the map,
nephew. Yeah, ask the nephew. Where's none of those bridges of interest?
okay, sorry, just a triangular thing. You are fairly certain that it is the second one of those bridges.
Yeah.
I would
This one?
presume.
Yeah.
I say upstream.
I say we investigate the area then.
Ask the nephew what he knows is near that area.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, there's Tulier Gardens, there's Palais Real, there's Cordelier
Don't talk to
District.
me about gardens. I need the locations of prostitutes. Stats.
Well, the Palais Real?
Isn't that where we were last time?
Yeah, I mean, it's a popular place.
This
I know Benedict used to be there.
this occurrence seems to be intrinsically tied to whatever, pardon me saying, young man, a revolution is happening here. What
Yes, speaking
points
of
of
which,
royalty are here?
just a quick thing. As you make your way through the city, through the Tulier, there's the evidence of yesterday's battles. What is, however, not evident is any royal troops. They appear to have been cleared out of the city, and the city is now firmly in the hand of the French Guard and the Paris militias, who are mustering and generally clamoring around, speaking to people on the way. Antoine is muttering that there's an acute shortage of gunpowder. But yes.
Gentlemen, I've had another insight. If you'll humour me, anytime we've tried to travel perpendicular to history, we have reached dead ends. Anytime we run headlong into our destiny, it seems that we are closer to the path of Master Benedict. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he is also a fellow time traveler. Am I not right?
From our understanding, yeah.
I don't think he came to this date in this location to cavort with prostitutes. As fun as it's been, I believe the path of yes, as Daruti might say, the path of revolution is our path at this point. We need to run face first into our history.
Knowing nothing about this time, I wonder. We were sent here to get him because his presence was dangerous to this timeline. What is the worst thing he could do to this timeline to disturb things? There, I believe, is where we will find him. What could he be doing to disrupt what is happening here? I don't know where we are. I barely know when we are.
He could stop the revolution.
Antoine
yes.
will
But how?
chime in.
How?
Sorry, Antoine will chime in and say, "I'm sorry, I don't understand anything what you guys are talking about, but
We're
that
drunk,
man-
Antoine. We're
but that-
drunk.
but that man could hardly do anything. I don't see how he's going to be a threat to anyone."
Knowledge
So-
is a dangerous thing, Antoine. What is the worst thing he could do? Damn it! What is the worst thing he could do?
I think the worst thing he could do is stop the revolution, but the question is, why would he have a motive for that?
Yeah.
That we don't know. We are out of our element and out of our depth. But as I say,
What
there's
kind of
no
a-
avoiding the historical date we're on. I think we need to run towards our destiny at this point, as I believe he is as well.
Of a like mind. And call me crazy, but I suspect there are more forces at play than Monsieur Rose. I think there are other forces that are conspiring to change history, and they plan to use Mr. Rose to do so. I don't think it's a coincidence that he disappeared. I don't think it's a coincidence that Pimp died. I think someone knew he would be there, and someone planned to keep him here and take advantage of that. But I think we're saying what we already know. What is important is we learn from history and know what comes next so we can anticipate it.
So what comes next?
Well, that's one for the history books, and I'm not versed in French history.
The terror.
If you guys are instantly looking for a murder place, you are vague triangulating that this is probably where the body was dropped. You also notice that there's a lot of blood everywhere. There was a lot of heavy fighting going on here. Like ascertaining if someone got killed around here, it's like throw a rock. Someone got killed around here. Loads of people got killed around here. Just around the corner from where you killed a platoon of riders. So yeah, sadly, that would probably be a bit of a dead end.
As we were looking, I think Rasputin would turn to the two who know, or I guess the three who know a little bit about his time, and say, "Who is the leader of this revolution? Could killing them stop things or halt things? Could he be looking for the leader?"
I don't
Where would
believe
that
so
person
at
be?
this point. It's a possibility.
And we
If I
were
recall-
told he was trying to interfere with the timeline, and at such a precious nexus point, surely anything would be an interference.
Yeah, but was he trying to interfere with the timeline? If I'm not mistaken, our mysterious benefactor said that he was here on a holiday, essentially. Am I remembering that
Yes,
correctly?
the exact words say he's here as a tourist.
So he's assuming
Or he came here as a tourist and then he never returned when he was supposed to.
Right,
His,
so merely his
state.
existence is a threat rather than he's actively a threat.
Possibly. If you want to roll it's a history check.
That would probably. I can roll a history check. I don't have the highest stats on that, though. I think I should roll at advantage just because Daruti would have been he spent a lot of time in Paris, and he would be pretty well versed in revolutionary history. So,
yeah, he's one.
okay, great. So here's first roll. What do we get? That's a 6. The good thing we got the advantage. Oh my, that was a natural 1.
And a 0.
That was a 0. Yeah, 1 minus 1.
Yeah, 6.
9.
I mean,
I beat you with a 12. I'm pretty sure
12.
upriver is the Bastille,
Mm-hmm.
and something's happening there someday.
Yeah.
But that's where the body was dropped in, so let's go upriver.
yeah, you can't really remember like if there even were leaders at this stage. I mean, like Danton, this is the early days. So maybe Lafayette's still in charge.
I tried to study the history, but it's just so many names and groups, and then every 10 minutes they change and execute someone.
Yeah, this is the
it's
French
a
Revolution
bloody
where-
mess. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, pretty much. But even so, you want to just keep on heading upriver.
Yes.
All right, let's head upriver towards the Bastille, I guess.
Obviously, I'm not going to be one for just throwing things into this, but just in case you've forgotten, is Tesla even going to look at a deciphered letter?
I will look at it as we walk. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
Thank you. I had forgotten.
Do you want to roll this time it's going to be an intelligence check.
Okay, I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on myself to give myself advantage on intelligence checks.
Byron, can you? Well, Byron's gone. I was going to see if he could give inspiration as well.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay, beautiful. It's a relatively easy number letter kind of cipher. Just certain letters have been moved around, and then there's some sort of Greek element. It's fascinating, but it's not incredibly clever. But the text itself says, "Dear Master Rose, we are very happy that you came into contact with us. We have arranged for this date, as it will provide the most auspicious cover available. We are awaiting your arrival at Rue de," and then there's an address.
Okay. What's the address? Does Daruti recognize it?
No. And it's only because I would say it's going to be Rue de Dominique, because that sounds like it could be in Paris. I'm going to double check that.
Excellent. Rue de Dominique.
And we'll ask the young fellow who's with us, if he is still with us, where that is.
Does he know what that address is?
Rue Saint Dominique. Yes, beautiful. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Rue Saint Dominique.
Hey, are you doing the Price is Right theme song? Is that something that you guys get out there? Is the Price is Right?
Dun, dun, da-da. Okay, it does exist. Beautiful. Yeah, Rue Saint Dominique. Okay. South side of the river. Oh, yeah. Not too far away from Christophe and David's house. Might even be on the same street. Not same address.
Coincidence?
Fuckers
I
were
think
in on
not.
it.
It's
The
near,
only street name I can remember? Perhaps it is. Who knows?
it's near the Hotel des Invalides, which I'm not sure if it's built yet.
Yes. No, there's a hotel. Yes, I mean, let's say you will walk past the Hotel des Invalides, because that is a site of a beautiful, beautiful thing where they found all the muskets, because all the muskets been stored at Hotel des Invalides, and the protector of Paris, like the royalist commander, had told the cripples and the injured to start destroying all the rifles, so the mobs don't get hold of all the muskets. And there was so much sedition amongst all these injured, because it's like a veterans hospital, They destroyed like 15 out of the 30,000 muskets. I don't know numbers. Like those numbers might be completely from the top of my head. But even so, it was a very small amount of muskets they actually destroyed. And it's just like one old guy is going, "Fuck the king," whilst refusing to destroy the. But yeah, I think it's this building here to the left as the invaders.
It's good to know that the math we did regarding the pimp at least put us towards the direction we needed to be.
Yeah.
This is true. And even so, it is getting late, and Antoine is gonna he's very drunk, and he's just gonna pat you on the shoulder and go, "Do you need me?"
No,
You've
you can
been
go.
about as much help as I expected. Thank you,
I'm
Antoine.
not entirely sure.
Yeah, you just don't tell my aunt that I was drinking. She wouldn't approve. She doesn't. She's not. She's a
Your
bitch.
secret's safe with us.
Yeah.
All right, let's head to this this hotel.
It is not a hotel. It is just. Well, I suppose they keep on calling things like Hotel de Ville, and I don't know. I think
So the
hotel
old word
means
for
something in
hotel
France.
and hospital used to be interchangeable, and it's exactly that. It's war veterans
that makes sense.
hospital, right?
Another note,
Should have checked
Tesla's
Should have checked
reasserted
the
its control of
hotels.
zombies.
You're letting go of the control of zombies, or you're re-upping?
Reasserting it, yeah.
All right.
Re-upping. Oh my god. The wire terminology.
I just hope this slowly turns into a thriller video.
Yeah, man, I'd go for a like Tesla in a red, whatever the fabric is, jacket, and some like zombies dancing in the background.
Yeah.
Start our own revolution, damn it.
Someone make that.
Yeah, beautiful. Crossing over, and yes, you find the address. It's a inconspicuous looking house. What would you like to do?
Open the door.
I think we
It is
should
locked.
not leave any exits uncovered, since this man seems to be a bit slippery.
Yeah, surround the building, and then Rasputin does his door opening skills. Everyone be a bit stealthy for once.
Okay, we can do that. Do I need to roll stealth or just kind of sneak up on the building?
Are there ways
You
to
can
get
roll
around all
stealth.
sides of the? Yeah.
I mean, no, it's a townhouse, so it's like it's the same thing as from the first day, where yeah, you can come around the back. It's just a bit of a pain in the ass, but
Best thing is Rasputin opens his door quickly and quietly, and we rush the building.
I think I will go ahead.
okay. So,
We'll
Go ahead
try
and-
the knob first. Maybe it'll open on its own. Probably not, but
It
I
never
will turn-
works. Doors are nemesis.
the door is definitely locked.
Okay.
Like, but I'm guessing you guys want to do a little bit of reconnaissance, so like you want to check around the back and ascertain that there's a back door and things.
Yes.
It's a tenement block. There's a back entrance. It is also locked.
So who's around the back and who stayed with me in the front?
I will stay. I'll stay in the front.
I've
So I
gone
guess
around the back.
Byron and Tesla are around the back.
I'll
With my two lackeys, yep.
Servants, please.
I'll send a little message before I open the door and just say, okay, opening the front door, and send a message to Byron. And then as I feel that the knob is definitely locked and is not going to let me through, I'll go ahead and cast knock and open it and open the door as quietly as I can.
Okay. The door swings open, revealing a landing with a staircase. On the other end of the landing, you see a door leading in to the backyard. There's also a staircase leading up.
You hear a big
Okay.
boom as Byron tries to smash in the back door. I got a 15 roll on athletics.
15, yeah, okay. Wood splinters and metal goes flying as Byron just barges in on the other end.
Yeah, instinctively, Daruti draws his Colt and his pistol, and so do I see Byron come in?
Uh,
Byron runs
yeah,
in.
yeah. You see and hear him. He is unmistakable.
Okay, so Byron basically has smashed in the door and kind of comes face first to Daruti's pistol.
Yeah.
Daruti kind of rolls his eyes and puts the guns away.
Yeah. So this is a stairwell. There appears to be doors to 2 residential houses per floor, and it's probably a 4-story house. Now, the address given to you indicates that this person is probably going to live on the 3rd floor.
All right. Using Daruti had to sweep houses when he was fighting the fascists in Barcelona. So I'm going to kind of take the lead on this and kind of creep up the floors in the most tactical way possible.
Okay.
Tesla, for his part, will regard the 2 apprentices. Colin, Mark, if you wouldn't mind just standing by the doors. Coleman, Mark, by the doors, please.
All right.
You'll follow on.
Yeah. So
okay.
Heading up to the next level, do I need to roll stealth on going up the stairs and opening if there's a door, opening the door?
Yeah, so there's 2 stores. You head up to the 3rd floor, where you presume the address indicates, and then you try to open the door.
Okay.
You can roll stealth if you want, yeah.
I mean, I'll roll it just in case, but I figure the door's probably going to be locked. But
Yeah.
if there's a way to quietly try and open, great roll too. So that is a 24.
Okay. You are very quiet going upstairs, avoiding creaky floorboards and stepping on mice. So the door, however, when you turn the handle, it appears not to give way.
Okay, so it is locked. How strong does the door look?
It looks fairly basic. Well, roll investigation.
Investigation. All right. I'm not good at this, so let's see what I get. 5.
Beautiful. That's pretty sturdy.
All right. I don't want to have the priest waste any more power on opening a door, so I'm just going to smash the door in with my. See if I can kick it down.
Beautiful. So roll athletics.
Okay. Athletics. Nice. Okay, so athletics is dirty 20.
Okay. You kick it, and it almost just gives way. And then you keep on, it sort of moves in the hinges, like physically moves. Doesn't open, however, but you have probably broken the door, and it will probably need replacing at some point.
Okay, well, we've already broken it. We're already not. Daruti rolls his eyes and fires his revolver towards the side of the lock. So I'm just going to blow a hole in the door and then reach through and open it.
Okay.
Rasputin will keep his eyes on the stairwell just to see who is popping their heads out and noticing or whatever.
You hear on the other end, as you opening fire, just some woman shouting, "Jesus fucking Christ!" And the door swings open, revealing a large studio apartment. Obviously, it's you can tell from just a quick glance they'd say artist atelier. Is it called atelier in English? Artist studio.
Mm-hmm.
Atelier. That might be French. That might be Swedish.
That word before.
Okay, that might be Swedish.
Yeah, so it's an artist studio.
Yeah. You see, as you sort of peer your head in, there's a woman, looks very much like a prostitute, who was on her way towards the front door. with just a shocked face painted on her painted face. Further in, you see there's a couple sitting on a sofa, a man and a woman. They both have turned their heads towards the front door in just abject confusion and horror.
Okay, so I guess I'm going to try to calm them down. Does the man look like the man we're looking for?
No.
Okay, so Darudi's going to kind of...
But hold on a second, because you're relatively far away from him. But even so, he does vaguely look familiar.
The guy in the painting? Or...
yeah,
The gentleman on
the sofa, yeah.
on the sofa.
Yeah, so, yeah, like the other woman, she's fairly short, a bit nondescript, a little bit mousy, also probably a prostitute. And sitting next to her is Christoph, who you met, a friend of Benedict. And he goes,
Christoph
"Holy
was
fuck,
pacifist.
it's you guys." I was just speaking about you. I was just saying how we together, we fucking killed all those fucking hussars together. Yeah, no, those guys they were with me. They fucking helped me kill all of them. Fucking hell, guys, what the fuck are you doing?
Rasputin at the like at his wit's end will run up and grab him by whatever clothing he's wearing and say, "Is Benedict here? Goddammit!"
All right. So as you rush in, you just rush past the woman who's just standing a little bit like,
As best I can, yeah.
Yeah. Roll. What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 14.
Okay, cool. You, as you run past, you see there's like a kind of a raised platform, like half. Yeah, like a
loft.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Oh, it's really useful having English speaking people around me sometimes. But yeah, you see this raised loft. There's a man with glasses just staring at some paintings to your left. But you rush forwards to Christoph, who's sitting there with a glass of wine in his hand, and he goes, "Benedict, well, he's here."
Thank the
God.
Lord.
Yeah. Mr. Rose,
Yeah.
a moment of your time, please.
Okay. I think he's in the bathroom, but he'll be out in a second. Do you want a drink?
Where's the bathroom?
No, we're going to go to the bathroom.
God damn
now.
it! No, I don't want a drink. That's a little Schwarzenegger. Sorry, we're getting. See, I had 2 beers. Now we're getting a little Schwarzenegger.
Okay. That's very rude. I was just saying to these women, you guys are fucking heroes. We're all heroes. Do you know, you can join me for a toast?
Yeah, the reason we're heroes is because we get the job fucking done at hand, and the job at hand is to find Benedict Rose, and so
Yeah.
I head
Go
to the
knock
bathroom.
on the bathroom door. Say, Mr. Rose, will you be out in a moment?
If he's going to the bathroom, the Rasputin will spread out and start to like just investigate the rest of the place, just assuming that he's not being told the truth.
Okay. So, Rasputin, roll insights.
Insights. So 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, this piss head is just generally confused you guys are here, and he seems slightly offended that you're not going to join for a drink. So he reached out for a bottle and started pouring himself. And I mean, you never even told me why you're looking for Benedict.
Is the door open or locked?
To the bathroom?
Yeah.
It is open. As in, it is unlocked.
In I go.
Yeah. Daruti follows if the bathroom is large enough.
Okay.
So we'll be by the door, and you'll have Mark and Clemon come stand up next to him. just a common. Sorry, not common.
It's gonna
Common
be a
step by the door.
busy bathroom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Marvelous. So inside, it's just empty. Oh, but maybe he's gone out. Maybe he wants to get more wine. He'll be here in a bit.
Okay. Is this dude lying to us? I want to see from his manner at this point.
I want to look out the bathroom window and see whether it's been opened, damaged, anyone's jumped out of it.
Yeah, cool.
Can I roll insight on our
Yeah.
on our friend here?
Yeah, roll inside.
Okay. Oh, come on! 7.
7. Okay, as Christophe lurches up.
Oh no, I'm
and-
sorry, 9. But still.
Christophe, he lurches up and starts like shambling towards you. And I mean, I think there's a reason why Frederick's been hiding. I think it's because he's hiding from you guys. You guys seem rude.
My God. I'm just gonna do it. I think Rasputin would be so frustrated at this point he would just slap the shit out of this person, just like one single slap, and then just start like casing the place.
Okay, so you got to slap him.
Yeah.
And it's very strange. It's because when you went to slap him, it's almost as if he was standing a foot to left where you thought he would have been. It's a strange sensation. It means that you miss him, however.
Yeah.
My
My unarmed strike, by the way, does 0 damage. I don't know how much that would have done in the first place.
He's unlikely medic action though, but roll a attack at disadvantage.
Well, couldn't be lower than that. That's a 5.
Marvelous. And so Christophe says in a much more steady voice, I knew it. You're agents of the ministry, are you not? Tell me, what language am I speaking?
Is he's speaking French, right?
Do you know that? Because to you it sounds like he's speaking Spanish. To Rasputin it sounds like he's speaking Russian. To Byron it sounds like he's speaking English. Because you guys have been enchanted by some magic soup. Which means that anyone who speaks a language, you understand them, because it sounds like they're speaking your language.
Mm-hmm.
So he's asking Rasputin, what language am I speaking now?
You are speaking lies. You sound to me like you are speaking Russian, but
he sounds to me like he's speaking Spanish. Perfect Spanish, which is odd for a Frenchman.
Then the ruse is up, gentlemen.
Yeah, there's a quick glance between Christophe and the prostitute he was sitting with. And as she pulls out a large thin blade from behind the sofa, we all roll initiative.
Oh boy, I've got to fight the prostitute now.
Seems like we found our culprits.
Although, let's wait for the actual initiative rolls to start our next session, because we will have to leave it off there.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger!
The roll was so good.
Now it's just stuck in my head. Thank you.
All right, so that's our session. We found Christoph after quite a long time.
But hold on a second. I will say that what also happens is that you see. Okay, actually, yeah. Apart from the woman like pulling out a large sword, Christoph himself starts just leaking dark shadows as he's just transforming in front of your eyes. He's being wrapped up in what a modern person would call tactical levers. You also see that the
Sounds like you should see a doctor about that.
Yeah. You also see the figure up on the loft who had been painting. He turns around, his face is covered in some sort of strange metallic contraption. these here are your foes. Memorize them well, because we'll be fighting them next time.
Hey.
Thank you all for playing.
Ah.
That was a nightmare.
God damn it. Well, thank Christ.
Yeah, that was taking forever.
It's time for sticks to the face.
I'm so sorry, guys. It's just like that's like, and then Tesla, you find the cryptic letter. Boom! Excellent.
I know.
That'll solve that one.
I completely forgot about that.
How did we miss the cryptic letter?
It's when you guys started playing Paris CSI. I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
he's forgotten about the letter.
Yeah, completely forgot about it.
Parisian
That's-
CSI.
I reckon, like, I would possibly with time been able to steer you here again, but
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
I
That's
wanted
all
to get here.
Yeah.
Is the second episode, is that going to be posted soon, by the way? The second part of the second episode?
It's supposed to.
It's already posted, I believe.
It's posted now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the nature of being a player too. I've been the forever DM for a very, very long time, and so many times I'm like, but you have the thing that tells you where the stuff is. Just fucking use it. Like.
I don't know how I missed the cryptic letter. I must have been focusing on something else at the time.
Nice. No,
Yeah.
but no, because it made sense. Like, this is why I didn't really, because Tesla's like, we don't say anything about this until later. Put in the pocket, forget about it. Like an old man.
Yep.
You sent
Yes,
the two
I have
old
a
guys
letter.
in to find stuff.
I love the idea that Tesla's just like rummaging through his pockets as he's walking along the streets and he goes, oh shit, right,
Oh.
this. A letter.
But it's a shame, because I was really looking forward to this combat. Because I think it's going to be really cool. But-
It'd be good to start a session with combat. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I think so. But however, saying that, I thought it was just some excellent role playing today. I
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoyed. You guys
We
are so
really
much fun to
are.
play with.
Everyone is in the zone. I love it.
Yeah, it's been a good time.
I just love the rest that this was finally solved by Rasputin just getting pissed off and trying to slap a guy who was actually an illusion. So my question is, were they pretending to be the guys that we killed the Hussars with, or were they actually the guys that we killed the Hussars with?
I feel like they're double agents for a counter organization, or they're rogue ministry people. Kind of like people who fuck around on the timeline for fun, for shits and gigs.
Mm-hmm.
I thought maybe leave one of them alive and ask them. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'll
The plan of this mission is to leave a witness alive to tell us where that fucked Benedict Rose is.
One thing we do know is that whoever took Benedict Rose, they knew he was a time traveler because they anticipated when he was going to be there, and they took him from it. It was before things kicked down, so they knew it would be during the chaotic time. So it's someone who knows the timeline, and rather with the people who employed us, or they're against them. And I can't tell which one's worse right now.
Yeah. Well,
It's Madame Flo.
if we're voting on which one to save, I say we save the redhead.
Yes, it's very difficult to Google French 18th century prostitute with large sword.
I think you can just type in The Witcher for that.
Right, there you go. Absolutely.
And again, it's just recurring. Like, there's a lot of Googling French prostitutes. Not even as a kind of like a jokey kind of callback thing, but as in something I'm now just doing on a regular basis. And
It's weirdly
and just
necessary
wait till
for the game.
wait till you see your Facebook ads change in relation to that.
French escorts.
Facebook has decided that I'm just like super thirsty, and so like it's constantly like recommending me like e-girls and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, what am I
Were
doing?
you looking for Renaissance hentai?
Like the little paperclip pops up.
Yeah.
Looks like
Clippy.
you want a fap.
Yeah.
That might be
name
my
was
cue to stop recording then.
It probably should have been.